Hi, everyone. I am Heather from Magnificent Mommas, and today we are here with Dagmara. She is a children's author, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. First of all, my name is Dagmara Sitek, and as you said, I am a children's pictures book author. And yeah, that would be for the introduction, I guess.
And you have upcoming books, correct? I was going to say, do you have any published yet or no?
No, not yet. I have one book in pre-order, and this is just the first book in my series. I created 3 books about the same group of foster sibling in the same foster home, and I just decided that it's not enough space in one book, so I created 3 of them. One is already in pre-order. The other 2 will be published this year as well.
That is awesome. Congrats. I bet you're excited.
I'm super excited, scared as well, because I'm a first-time author, so let's see how this goes.
Oh, you will do fine. So what gave you your inspiration for your stories? Is it personal experience?
I wouldn't say personal, in a sense that it didn't happen to me, and I didn't know this little boy that died in Poland last year, who was inspiration for my bittersweet story. And it was a very traumatic experience, very loud case in Poland, because this little boy was so heavily abused by his father that he died after 30 days of fighting for his life in hospital. So a big tragedy that happened that inspired me to create books about giving children voice, about empowering them and letting them speak about their emotions, especially children that have very difficult background, the children who are just not safe in the bio families, who are foster homes, who are just going through difficult situations. And but I also didn't want to make something depressing, so I try to turn it around and create a series that's very uplifting and actually shows to children that they can make it, that they can overcome fears and problems if they reach out for help. And
not to be afraid to reach out for help. My first memory that I have, I was about 2 or 3 years old, and I was in a foster home. It was before I was adopted. And the foster brother was like 15 or something like that. And the first thing I remember when I was a kid was being by a fence and being burned with cigarettes. So I completely can relate and understand your compassion for this subject, and I just love that you're trying to put positivity in there, because we need more positive in this world in general.
Thank you for sharing that, by the way. I had no idea about that, but this is
not something I talk about very much, but apparently.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there's always a reason for that. So
I'm so happy that I created this series, because I think that the second reason when I look at this is not only empower these children, but raise awareness around foster care and adoption. And also, I know that there are negative voices around that, but at the end of the day, when you look at this and at the difficult stories that are happening around the world, some kids would not even survive at their bio houses if they wouldn't be taken away. So I know some things may go wrong in the process, and it's a difficult situation to be in, and not always everything gonna go well, but at least the safety is being taken care of. Yeah. And, I always think about the situation if that boy would be taken away, he would be alive now, but unfortunately, Judge, 3 times she failed to recognize that he was in an incredibly unsafe situation. And he was abused for 3 years. So it's not something that just happened overnight.
No, and it never does. And once it starts, it keeps going, unfortunately. Yeah. And that's sad to say. And in our world where we know better, you would think we would be doing so much more to protect all the people and take care of everybody.
So that's why I was extremely shocked and a little bit depressed about the state of the things. And I thought, this is not going to help anyone. If you're sad, if you don't do anything, these kids don't need your sorry. They don't need to be, they need to be helped, supported. They need to get something. So apart from myself, engaging myself more in helping and my community, I also decided to create a book, a series that will go broader, generally raise awareness. I don't think there's a lot of books about foster care.
I don't think so either.
Right? When you have characters that are so like courageous, brave, they show you can do it, that are uplifting people, that are not depressing people, that they show that they're resilient, you can do it. So I really created this series to show everyone that in the mainstream literature, foster kids or kids in foster homes, they can be amazing heroes. They can be just great role models for everyone, not only their homes.
That's awesome. I mean, really, you hit it head on because there's not enough about that. And that's what they need. Those children need that uplifting, knowing, hey, just because your parents were on drugs and died from drug overdose doesn't mean you're going to be like that. You can be anything you want to be, and you will overcome it if you try.
Yeah. That's exactly like you said. That's why my theme is resilience, inner courage. I call this series Courage Tales because I believe that this is what everyone needs. And also for children who never had experience with foster care or adoption, this is so important for them to raise awareness also for them, because I have two kids, 5 and 7 years old.
I was really about to ask you that.
Yeah. And, they're in this protected environment, in a little bit bubble. And when you ask them what is foster care adoption, they have no idea. So they also don't know how to behave among peers that might be in this situation. So it's very important to raise awareness so we are more supportive for children in foster care.
We need to be, and just for children in general, I would say it's heartbreaking, all the stuff that some kids go through. And you said it was a little boy, right?
Yeah, a little 8-year-old boy. Oh, it was so traumatic. I don't even want to go into details. That's why I try to completely turn it around, because this is the story you cannot unsee. And it's so traumatic for adults. You should not try to talk about this with kids. So you just try to show what can be done, because at the end of the day, that's important.
Has your children read your book or seen it?
They read and they love it and they understood it. They understand what is the message, I think. They love certain symbols that I use. I really had this one symbol, the main character, little boy Loris, who is in and out of different foster homes. He's finally go to the foster home where he is very loved. Mm-hmm. But he's always having this black hoodie, almost like a black mask on his face, because he's using it as a safe space and like a barrier from the new people. He doesn't trust them. So he's hiding, he's cowering. He's just having this protection. And this is his emotional journey that we will uncover. And as the story unfolds, he's going to get rid of this hoodie to embrace love again and trust. And it's amazing. I created these little symbols so parents can ask children, why do you think he's having this hoodie? Why do you think he looks like this?
Yeah.
Just to have this conversation starters with kids and to provoke some thoughts.
It sounds like a book that would be great in schools to have, stuff like that as well. Not just, parents buying it for their children, but just the schools in general to touch on that subject. What would you say the average reader's age would be for your book?
I think that it's from 5 to 10. And when I'm saying 5, 6, because I want to start early. Even if they don't understand everything, like the symbolism behind my book, they will understand the storyline, because I created a very simple plot and I don't have any preaching there. I have conversation between characters. So the plot is very easy. And
that's awesome, especially at that age.
Exactly. But I think that the 10, or even I had early reviews, and some reviewers told me, and book authors told me that, wow, this book would be even good for 12 years old, because it has the symbols and uncover message that is good for kids that are entering teenage years. So there is a lot in it, but I would say overall 5 to 10 years old.
That's not bad. When's your date that you're releasing?
I'm releasing on April 9th. It will be officially available in all major retails, online stores, and on Amazon. Now it's in pre-order on Amazon.
Okay, that's awesome. Do you mind if I ask how much it is on Amazon, or is that
little? Of course. I have So I have paperback for $16.99, hardcover $25.99, and ebook $7.34. I believe that's the pricing.
Which type of book would you recommend? I mean, for the children's book, I would always say hardcover myself.
Hardcover is great. I think hardcover is really great for a gift. A paperback is also very nice because it's very practical. It's foldable, and you can put it in your bag. Especially that I wanted to show you. My format is a little bit
Yes,
big.
please. Oh, I love it.
It's a little bit big because it's 8 by 10 inches.
Yeah.
So it's not the small one. And I want to show you the illustrations.
I was going to ask if you had it close by.
Illustrations are really beautiful. I work with a young guy, Lo Frank, Danish illustrator, who is only 22 years old, but he already created over 30 books. So he's it's a little bit, there's a bully action. So there is a lot of, so I actually included, there are many different social issues apart from foster care. There is about bullying, about single parenting, about grief because parents of this boy died. So there's a lot of this patchy subject, but on each page I try to still uplift people and show them it's going to be all right. And this is how this
gentle at doing it.
Yes. So it's not, that's why I call it bittersweet, because it's a little bit like in life. Not everything is perfect. It's difficult in the beginning, but then the reward is so much bigger if you just move forward.
Yeah. I agree 100%. That, like I said, I've gone through my fair share, and if anyone knew my past and everything I'd gone through, they would never think I am the person I am today. And it's made me stronger and made me a better mother. So
I just want to say only one thing about what you say about being a better mother. Like, this is what I was thinking about, because I talk with some parents and we talk about, oh, what are the best parenting blogs or mom blogs? And I said, you know what? I would recommend you to follow foster and adoptive parents, not only, or someone who has experience with this, because the depth of understanding, of empathy that these people have is at a different level. I would say I learned a lot from fostering adoptive podcasts because this is just so much great information, insights, experience, but also training that they have. And I really think each parent should have a training like this to be better parents, because
I agree completely, 100%. Some of the people that have kids, you see why they end up in foster care, taken away. And that's horrible to say, but I understand completely.
Absolutely. So
do you plan to write other similar type books in the future, or have you thought about that at all?
I want to expand on the series. I already have, so the first book, Loris Opens Up His Heart, is about this first guy who is entering home. The second book is about Cam, another sibling. Third one is about the bully and why he became bully. And then so these books are written already and will be published this year, but I'm now writing the fourth and fifth book in the same series, Courage Tales, the same characters. So another 2 books are coming. I plan to have 5 for starters for 2024 and 2025, so readers can go through the entire growing up, coming of age story.
So I know where your inspiration came for your book, which that's a touching. Did you have writing experience before?
So I worked in the past. My first job was a quest writer for computer games many, many years ago. And I studied journalism. So that was my experience. I worked in some papers for a while, but it was a short story. Afterwards, I work a lot in digital marketing. So there was always something about writing in it, not especially.
I understand the call. Trust me. I've got like 10 books in progress of the series right now. So I understand. I've loved writing my whole life. And that's why I do what I do to try to help authors. So
it's amazing, and it's helping you. It's therapeutic, I would say, and much needed to write. But I just started with children's book because I thought, since I read so many children's books with my
to your little ones,
so I thought, oh, I'm so experienced now, maybe I can try to write my own book.
Would you say girls and boys both alike would enjoy your story, or would it be?
I would say both. I test on my boy and my girl, and even though the character is a boy, each book there is a girl, Inaya, and she's always having a very active role with the boys, and she's a strong woman, strong little 8-year-old woman.
I need more of.
Exactly. So for both and girls alike, and for adults as well. My friend author told me that, oh, this is not just book for kids, so adults could learn. So parents could learn something from this book. So
I guarantee you, just from the way you're talking about it, I'm ready to go pick up a copy. And I'm not just saying that, like, I really am very curious. Do you have anything else you want to say about yourself or about your book? Or
I think it's just very important for me to write this book for the reason that I said, to empower these children. And I really feel so strongly about this book, so personal. Even though it's not my story, even though I didn't go through this, but I just feel it's just something that's come
driving you
to me, from not liking what I see in the world and the thing that I would love to improve. And I hope that after reading this book, there will be not only conversation about foster care adoption, but there will be more willingness to support these children and be more open for their struggles. Just pay attention what's happening in your neighborhood, in your community. Try to get involved, find some roles, mentorship roles for young kids. They need it so much.
I agree 100%.
So
you're an inspiration.
Oh, thank you so
much. You
much.
are going to be inspiring so many people. I can already tell once they read it.
Yeah, I think like if there is a cause, number one, it would be to help children in need, children that have in difficulties. And I hope we can also do that through literature, and then hopefully increase some action in real life and learn compassion, teach compassion to our kids.
And that's something that you wouldn't think that you'd have to teach, but with the way the world is nowadays, it's necessary, just like manners.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is the need number one for everyone. Yeah.
I agree completely. So your book sounds amazing. Your series in general, it sounds wonderful.
I hope people will get into this with open minds and read it to their kids. I just hope I can write more of this because I have so many ideas. I want to focus in each book on each character, but I promise they all in each book. It's just there is focus on one character. So yeah, it's just very close to my heart, and I hope people can read it and have some good conversations with their kids.